Righto, g'day guys, welcome to the channel, Ziggy. We've got a bit of a special treat for you today. I went out and splurged and bought the Bourrasque. I think the Bourrasque, I think that's how you pronounce it, I'm not quite sure. I'm just going to call it the Burlesque from now on. This tank is the latest tank in the challenge type missions. I'm not going to give you advice on whether you should do the missions or not because it's up to each person to do that. I'm also probably not going to tell you whether it's a good tank or not. You'll just have to make your own mind up after seeing this. I quite like it because I quite like the look of it. I know looks mean nothing in the game, but it's quite a good looking tank. However, the missions look like they might be a bit of a tough grind. I looked at them yesterday when they come out while we're waiting for it to, come online, and I reckon I could probably get maybe somewhere between 30 and 50% of it done, no worries at all, for the amount of time that I wanted to put into it. Other guys may be able to get the whole 100% done because they put a lot more time into the game than I'm willing to put into it at the moment. I certainly don't play as much when I'm not streaming. I seem to limit my playing to mainly streaming now, but I'm certainly going to give it a go on one of my other accounts. I'm going to grind out, see how far I can get on it. I don't know whether to do that on Twitch and broadcast it, or maybe do a YouTube video on it. But anyhow, leave a comment in the comments down below if you want to see me do that. I'm more than happy to take comments on what kind of content you'd like to see on my YouTube channel. So let's get on with this. So I bought the tank just straight out as soon as it became available, so I could do this review for you. I don't intend to, as I said, I don't intend to advise you to pick it up or to advise you to grind for it. It's entirely up to you guys and what you want to put into it, right? So in looking at the tank, I looked at it and I thought, well, yes, it's a medium tank according to all the tanks, but it's made up of two light tanks, right? The hull is definitely the Batchat 12T. And I can prove that true to you just very quickly by going to the French line and pulling up the Batchat 12T, and I'll have a look at a preview of it, and you can see that's exactly the same hull. And if you have a look at the hull armour on it, 40-20-20 on that, and if you have a look at the hull armour on this, 40-20-20, so it's exactly the same hull. And they've gone and stuck one of my favourite tanks turret on top of it. The old, where is it? It's here somewhere. It's here somewhere, I know it. One moment, I'll get it for you. There it is. It's that turret on top of it. It's the EBR 105 turret with the gun. The only difference with the gun on the Baroque is the Burlesque, I'm going to call it, because I haven't got a hope of pronouncing the real name of it. The only difference between that and the Burlesque is that the Burlesque has got a two-shot autoloader. So that's basically the tank. I'm not quite sure how they got it to be a medium tank, because the hull armour and the turret armour is, the hull armour is exactly the same as the Batchat 12T, and the turret armour is exactly the same as the EBR 105. So to me, it's another light tank, and that's the way I'm going to treat it. So a couple of things about it. The reload time, it's a two-shot autoloader. The reload time is quite good, so the clip reload is quite good, and the intra-clip reload is quite good. However, there is a massive elephant in the room when it comes to its its aim time. The aim time, I think, standard is about somewhere between 3.5 and 3.7 seconds, I think. So I decided to try and get its view range up and its aim time down, and I think I've got the best of both worlds there. I've got the aim time down to 2.77 seconds. You can see how I've used it. I've got directive vent purge, strong coffee, enhanced gun laying drive, improved ventilation class 2, and brothers in arms skill, right? So they're the things that I've used to get it down to 2.77, which is, you know, kind of sort of a rough about a second saving in the reload time, sorry, in the aiming time, sorry. And I think it kind of equates to this. No, it's about 0.4 of a second slower than this still, the aim time. So if you're used to this, it's kind of in the ballpark of this. That's the Lorraine 40T I'm talking about. So yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. You'll see. At the end of this video, there's a game, my first game in it, and you'll see that, you know, it's not too bad. It's certainly usable. 1,250 hit points. Well, there's nothing you can do about that other than keep your tank hidden, which is certainly what I'm going to be doing in the damn thing. I got the view range out to 500 metres, and again that's with directive vent purge, strong coffee, improved ventilation and brothers in arms skill. I think the base was about 430 or something like that. I think something like that. You could probably 1632, 64 and 9 is 75, so it must have been about 425 beforehand, right? So base is 425. I've got it up to 500, which is adequate for a tier 8 medium tank. I don't think I'll ever use this as a medium tank because it is a light. I would have preferred it to come in as a light because I've had to use my Lorraine 40T crew in this, which is not optimally trained for what I'm going to use it for. I would have much rather used the EBR 105 crew in it because they're a bit more, well, optimally trained. They've got the camouflage skill on them and that, which I haven't got on the Lorraine 40T crew yet. Probably a little bit remiss of me, but that's just the way it is. I will get there eventually, but there was a few other more important things to do on the Lorraine 40T crew, I thought. So yeah, that's the tank. It comes with what I think this can't even pronounce it. I'm going to call it a squall because that word is French for squall or storm. So Bourrasque, don't know, Bourrasque maybe. But anyhow, it comes with a rather natty paint job and a style, I think, straight out of the box. So that's pretty cool. So what else did I want to say on it? Not much, I don't think. I might let the tank do its own talking. So coming up very soon is a video of my first game in this tank. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll say it here and I say it at the end. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my content when it comes out, and comment away down below. Please, constructive comment. Don't just say you're a noob, piss off or whatever, but constructive criticism is always appreciated, and give me your thoughts on this tank and whether you'll be grinding for it or not. But okay, take it easy, and here comes the video. Thanks. Righto, so this is my first game in the new French medium tank, the Bourrasque, or however it's pronounced. It's French for squall, I believe. This is on Fishing Bay. When I look at this tank, it looks like very much like a light tank. It's a combination of two light tanks. It's the Batchat 12T for the lower hull, and the EBR 105 for the turret and the gun. So I've decided to play it like a light tank in this game. So let's settle in and see how this goes. So I'm on the south spawn of Fishing Bay, pointing towards the village, and I decide that I'm not going to do an active scouting roll up to the centre. I'm going to go out to the bushes at G/H2, and we'll see how we go from there. Now I'm just going to adjust this volume a little bit, so bear with me. So you can see straight away it's got a fair bit of speed about it. I mean, it gets up to, I think, 60 kilometres an hour here, so it does get along. It's quite low profile as well, which makes it a little bit harder to detect, I guess. So I'm ripping out here to these bushes at H2/H3. Try and get some early spots out. I'll show you after this game. I'll show you my setup on the in the garage. You know, actually, I might put it at the front of the game so you can see my setup before I go into the game. That'll probably be better. I'll do it that way. So I'm recording the game now. I'll go back and record my in-garage stuff after that, and we'll splice it all together with the wonders of Wondershare. So LTB spotted. I decided to try and take a shot at him, but didn't work, of course. So let me just put this back out a first person, and well, it's basically a follow on my tank around now. So I got spotted there, so I'm just trying to lose my spot. I'm conscious of the fact that there is one arty in the game, and well, you know, arty players like to get their badges on new tanks scalped early, so, and who can blame them, right? Why wouldn't you? Charioteer was up. I probably could have taken a shot at him, but I just, yeah, didn't trust my aim with my hand and all that stuff, so I decided to hold the shot. He's up again, but I don't get a shot at him this time. I think I put one down range on him, but yeah, it's the old fingers thing again. The target acquired instead of the fire button. So you can see we've got a distinct lack of people in the city here, and I noticed that shortly. I also noticed the number of heavy tanks that are down at the back of the map, and I think, wow, that doesn't look right. So that poor old IS-2 over there by himself, he's going to cop a bit of a hiding. He's yelling help, so I think this is where I decided to go back and try and position myself, because I know basically he's dead. He's going to get gang banged real quick. So the Scorpion's had the same idea as me. He's heading over to position himself for the incoming Russia tanks that will come down that K line before too much longer. And there they are, and our IS-2 is now dead. IS-2-2, sorry, is now dead. Trying to get myself into a decent position here, so I've got a bit of protection from the arty on it, from that rock. I'm assuming the MTs have a plan. I kind of think that I don't know. I don't know what that was about. About the best I can do is track this bugger and then put the rock between me and him and boogie on out of there, because holy shit, that gun, my paper thin armor would not stand a chance against that gun, and I know there's a couple of big guns coming in behind with him, so I decided to go back here and get myself double bushed to most of them. Just while it's going, we'll have a look at this. The damage on the standard range is 360 with a penetration of 190, and penetration of 240 with 360 on the special ammo. And the damage on the HE round is 44 with penetration of 53mm. Sorry, 440 with penetration of 53mm, and a splash radius of 1.91. So that's the ammo. So I'm yet to try this in a full-out medium tank role. I'm playing it very much as a light tank in this game, and I probably will play it as a light tank given its armour, and I've got it tricked out for spotting pretty much, so I probably will continue to play it as a light tank. You see the gun's got a bit of punch. It is a 105mm gun, which is the same on the Tier 10 AMX 13105 and the EBR 105, so it's got a bit of punch, the gun. Considering the armour profile of the tanks I'm looking at over here, I think I decided to load the special ammo before too much longer. Make no apologies for that, because you know, you got to bore a hole through them with something. So, well, chat's lighting up a little bit. So this is very much a perch myself here and just try and spot them out. Yeah, see, that armour was way too well angled for me to penetrate it. Interestingly, I did get an enemy hit there. I'm kind of thinking that I might have done some damage to his track or something. I didn't see the critical stuff come up though, but anyhow, he's dead now. So back to my spotting roll. I've decided to play this game very, very patiently indeed, and not do anything too stupid. I did get spotted there, so I'm just going to stay as I was for a little while. Now I've loaded the gold, well, the special ammo, sorry, not the gold, the special ammo. Now this is coming into a very, very good play from the enemy team. You'll notice something happens here that I think is an awesome bit of play from the enemy team. I never did get the spotting damage to that 44, but I was a bit further back from the thing when he was spotted, so. I have no idea what happened there. That shot missed him completely and hit something behind him. I don't know what I got. Must have been the T-44, I guess. So you notice how they all moved onto the cap at once. I thought that was a brilliant bit of play from the enemy team. Absolutely brilliant bit of play. They all moved onto the cap at once and really put the pressure on us. Really put the pressure on us. So I'm just having to try and reset the cap as often as I possibly can with this reload. And I'm just trying to get each and every one of them so that I'm trying to bring the cap counter down as much as possible. So move forward again to spot. There he is. And that brought the cap counter down on them, and I set him on fire and killed him. So now I'm just working through each of them that are on the cap still and just trying to reset the cap. I'm looking at our capping efforts. We got 3 on cap now, so not long to go, so just a bit of a race for damage now. And there it is, there's the win. So we come back from that. I think that it was a fairly ordinary game to start with, but we ended up getting 3 on cap for their 3 on cap, and we kept on resetting the cap, which I thought was a good win. So let's have a quick look at the end plates for this, and yeah, we'll leave it there. So first game in the Bourrasque, a Mastery 1, Spotter Badge, Arsonist, Fire for Effect, and Defender for reducing the cap points of the enemy cap by, I should say our cap, reducing the cap on our cap by 70 points or more. So 167,501 credits before tax, 3,320 experience, and 3 bonds. So team score, I finished on top with damage. Actually, is that right? Is that sorted right for damage? Just make sure that's right. Yeah, sorted right for damage. Finished on top for damage and second for XP. So obviously the mastery tanker badge must be fairly high for this thing. I wouldn't expect it to. I mean, I'd expect it to kick in maybe 12, 13, maybe 1400, but I wasn't near enough to get it. So a mastery badge will do for me. Mastery 1 will do for me first game, that's for sure. 78,000 credits from the game, 50,000 from the personal missions, 44,000 in ammunition, and 123,501 credits cleared. So 3,320, as I say, experience for that game, 156 being because I'm driving a premium vehicle, which it is. So all in all, a reasonably good game. What did I get? 15 shots fired, 12 hit, 9 panned, 3,472 damage. Enemy vehicle spotted 3, 9 tanks hit, 2 killed, and damage with my assistance 2,096. So you know, it's a 5.5k game there combined. So I'm pretty happy with that. Very happy with it, in fact. So yeah, that's it. I'll catch you next time. Thank you very much, and if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Subscribe to my channel and like this video and leave a comment on what you think of the tank and what you think of the game. But yeah, thanks very much. See yous.